Welcome to another episode, everyone. Munchie B, he's back on No Jumper. And he's talking to Adam 22. He is, right here. He's back on No Jumper. Just went back on No Jumper. Had an interview with Adam 22. And he's talking about Aunt Jefe, young Aunt Jefe, H-Ray Gangster. And he's talking about whether or not Aunt Jefe has dirt on him, or whether or not Aunt Jefe protected him in jail, which is the claim that not Aunt Jefe made, from my understanding, but Wack 100 made there on No Jumper a few days ago. Talking with Adam, Wack 100 said, Munchie B had better be careful going at Aunt Jefe, because from my understanding, Aunt Jefe has all kind of stuff on Munchie B. And I'm paraphrasing. A nuclear bomb or something that he can drop on him. Young Aunt Jefe was really protecting Munchie B in jail. He came to his rescue a few times. Woo-hoo. This is what Wack 100 said to Adam 22 a few days ago. And so Munchie B is here addressing that situation, that statement, that rumor that Aunt Jefe had protected him there in jail. I'm assuming that they had other conversations as well, Adam 22 and Munchie B. This part here just came across my feed, but I'll check into it and see what else they may have discussed. I'm assuming they probably had a couple of hours worth of an interview where they probably went over a few things, including the dispute that they had live on air and all of that some time ago when Munchie B exited No Jumper. I'm sure they sort of hashed that out, or I don't know if they hashed it out, but I know they at least had a conversation about it. I'm assuming that was also on air because it's all about content. So we'll see. But here he's talking about young Aunt Jefe and whether or not he protected him or not. Let's get into it. He's back on No Jumper though. Munchie B. Shout out to Munchie.
Well, and allegedly you have, or Aunt has information about you from jail that he's planning on dropping a nuclear bomb.
Right. And that's why I'm like, that was weird. So, and that's something else somebody else pointed out, like, man, hey, kill out with your aunt, man. People want to see y'all get into it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, true. Cause I click on, the Adam and Winnie 100 show. And then he like, oh yeah, I don't know why Aunt held back. He did a lot of protecting Munchie in jail. I think he got a nuke. I'm like, what the fuck is a nuke? I'm like, okay, nuclear. I'm like, I didn't know but man, bro, Aunt never took a fade for me, never protected me or nothing like that. Me and him both told the story. We was in the county jail one time, you know what I'm saying? And then I text Aunt, like, I don't know what he talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a great Wack narrative for him to kick up.
I mean, but that's Wack being Wack though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's Wack doing what he do. You can't really hate on it.
Okay, so when they did the Adam and Wack show and Wack came in doing a little skit, like people was texting me upset. I'm like, man, what else you expect out of him? I don't expect Wack to be like, man, farewell Munchie. Well, he's a good putt. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
farewell Munchie.
He go do what he do. So, and I'm gonna do what I do. We don't care for each other, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
what's the real root of though? Like, why you and Aunt felt like? What do you feel like the tension was coming from?
No.
It's still a little foggy.
No. My shit was just vibes, picking up energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just picking up vibes.
Just like awesome, like hooping, like we all playing ball, like bravado type shit? Or is there a specific thing that you could point to that when you first realize, something might be off?
Just vibes, the shifts of conversations, or being combative on certain things, and you know that ain't no validity there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you just trying too hard. It was things like that, but it's easily shit I could have called in on. I could have like, hey, like, what's up? You know what I mean? So that's why I said when you get like kick back and reset, because I don't got a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? I reset all the time and figure myself out and bounce back. You know what I'm saying?
That is kind of the weird part, is that despite this, we still haven't really seen you and Aunt have a conversation on camera about whatever the issues were. So I don't know how overt that conversation is going to end up being, but that would be.
I mean, shit. I know you're talking about. I don't mind. I don't hate. I ain't like. some people I refuse to be on camera with. And ain't one of them. You know what I mean?
And that's what he said too.
Would you be on the podcast with Spuddy Face?
No, Spuddy Face straight. Me and Spuddy Face. This a different Spuddy Face. This a mature Spuddy Face. Like people like 4 extras and Crib Mac, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, like I ain't tripping on Spuddy.
We haven't seen new Crib Mac. Crib Mac might be on some of this. To be fair,
but hold on, but see,
somehow I doubt it.
Where I'm this is where I'm confused at, right? Because I went to Hater World and they was like, oh yeah, Bro Rogan. I never heard of him. I'm like, oh no, it sound familiar because of the Joe Rogan thing. I think I'm like, it sound familiar.
Same person essentially,
right? It's a spin off the name, and then they like, yeah, he was here. He brought you up. I'm like, oh yeah, I ain't never heard of him. So I'm guessing it wasn't in a positive light. Then I heard he like more so lean towards the 40s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, okay. So then I checked the clip out the other day. You know what I'm saying? Bro Rogan was here, and then I remember that. So I DM'd Spuddy Face. I'm like, hey man, is he from 40s? I already knew he wasn't. He like, no, why? I'm like, oh no, I already brought my name up in the past. I was just wondering, like, oh no, he ain't gangbanging at all. I'm like, okay, for sure.
He's an affiliate.
Yeah, right.
A turned up non-affiliate.
I was just wondering, like, I ain't never met this Bro Rogan dude. I didn't even
people who don't know what channel you're talking about probably think you sound like such a retard right there.
It's a tuna.
What's that?
Turned up non-affiliate.
Too gay street.
Yeah.
Imagine what 90% of the audience. Actually, I guess we played him enough. But yo, yeah, that is wait, what the fuck were we just talking about?
Let's talk about the whole fiasco from a couple Tuesday shows ago before the new year.
Rogan.
No, okay, but so you want to know something funny? This is like, all right, so Wack and Bro Rogan been like into it a little bit over this whole podcast drama or whatever. And so Wack posted screenshots on his story and on his feed actually, and said one of them is from Bro Rogan and it's from July. So this is
this is insane, by the way.
So it's like a month after 4Extra blew his hand off, right? And Bro Rogan said basically to Wack, like, yeah, man, no jumper up. Like, they up, like, I told you that they was stupid for bringing Ant and Munchie on that. And what he's basically saying there is that Princess 4Extra needs to be babied to such an extent that I was crazy for bringing people like you and Ant, which Ant is like the least aggressive gangbanger podcaster you could like. Ant does not do any of this anti-neighborhood anything like that. Ant is like super cool, super player on camera. You would have no idea who his hood beefs with.
100%.
He never mentions anything like that. And even on his channel, I've never seen anything like that from him. So it's like the idea that like bringing Ant on the channel was a bad move on our part because it might someday upset His Highness King 4Extra. Out of here. Come on. I'll take you and Ant over 4Extra for the record. I'm just going to throw that out there. You guys are both better conversationalists.
But Bro Rogan, I've been on No Jumper before 4Extras though. So he said me and Ant, and then okay, and then the word sympathizer sound bad, right?
Right.
I don't know, man. Jeez. But it seems like Adam might be just a little obsessed with 4Extra, bro. I mean, seriously. The man seems to come up in most of these conversations, and most of his conversations, at least lately. You know, I've been watching some of this stuff. Obviously, I've been covering it. And 4Extra is coming up a lot. Obviously, the diss song and just interviews, he's coming up a lot. You know, now he's Your Highness and Princess 4Extras and all of this. What does he have to do with this conversation? How did he even get in? I don't even remember how he even got in here in the conversation. Just remember now he's just bringing him up. What does he even have to do with it? Damn. That's crazy, man. I don't know, man. Sheesh.
But it is what it is. Like he a 40 sympathizer. Cause he don't gangbang, but that's it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, he grew up like near that community, Crenshaw District, all that. So yeah, essentially it's the same thing.
I think the first time I met Bro Rogan was when I went to the gym in Encino with 4Extra, and Bro Rogan was just like with him. So
Bro Rogan's a cool dude. That's the
if you let 4Extra drive your car,
You're nuts.
You are a rolling 40s advocate for sure. Like that. I'm gonna put those two pieces of the puzzle together. Yeah,
you might be a part of that, Rico. God willing, that's not true.
You drove to the gym. You're part of the Rico. Yeah.
Yeah, but
hey man, I could bet my last dollar I'm a better podcaster than Bro Rogan, bro. For sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And whatever he said about me, I ain't gonna go look for it. I don't even want to hear it. But I'm like, I don't even know you, bro.
But that's kind of what the whole, like, that's how I read that whole text that Wack exposed. It wasn't more like a direct critique or like it was coming from 4Extra. It was more like a, how come I'm not on the podcast? These other guys. That's kind of how it read to me.
But, okay.
No offense, Bro Rogan, you the homie, but that's how I read it.
The direct quote, and for the record, it was 6:48 in the morning, and Bro Rogan said,
Thinking about me that early?
I know, that's pretty early, bro. Like, you better have a landscaping job or something if you up that early. But I tried to warn y'all about how dumb hiring Ant and Munch. Now 4Extra is out the hospital and he knows he more valuable now and can do his thing anywhere. That very much has been yet to be proven.
No. 4Extras need a machine behind
that kind of sounds like he's one of those voices that were giving the bad advice.
You know what's pretty crazy too? Is that Bro Rogan also said to Wack, between me and you, one of the other homies was standing next to him helping him.
Helping who?
I mean, I'm kind of feeling like maybe he's talking about the firework incident. Maybe that's like he's talking about the other person who allegedly got hurt in the fireworks explosion.
What 4Extra said on the trap thing that he's like, hey, like this. And he told him like, no. And he said that's all he remembered.
Yeah.
I doubt that's all he remembered, but he just
So Adam is still convinced, clearly. Now, this conversation, I mean, they addressed the Ant situation, whatever, but now they're talking about 4Extras, of course. And so, Adam reading a text message from whomever, indicating that, Adam, you messed up by having Jefe and Munchie B on a podcast when 4Extra had the injury, and you had his ops on there or whatever. Adam, of course, says, I'd rather have Jefe and Munchie B any day over 4Extra. You guys are better conversationalists than 4Extra is what Adam just said. But he is stuck on this, that 4Extra is not going to be as successful without him and without no jumper. That he gave 4Extra the most opportunities, he said this plainly, than anyone has ever given 4Extra in his life. He's given him more money than anyone has ever given 4Extra in his life. And he's made him more famous than anyone has ever made 4Extra in his life. This is what Adam said. And he said now, when 4Extra looks at his tax returns and this and that, he's going to realize that he made a mistake by leaving no jumper and leaving Adam behind. This is Adam's belief. This is Adam's take that 4Extra is going to regret this, that he has not been as successful without no jumper, without Adam, and that he never will be. That his videos, his videos are not doing anything. His videos are not doing that great, and he's not even making videos like that or whatever. He hasn't even parlayed his fame into a YouTube channel until he hasn't monetized it correctly. This is what they believe, and that they were helping him along with that, monetizing his brand. But since he left no jumper, then he's on his own. As Munchie B just said, no, he needs a machine. He needs a machine behind him. He's not as successful. He's not going to be as successful without us. I don't believe that to be necessarily true. I believe 4Extra has his own personality, and that he can take his personality, his realness, his authenticity anywhere, including to his own channel, and be successful if he's smart and strategic. I don't think he needs a machine behind him. I don't really think anyone does, for that matter.
Vague.
No, but I don't know. It seems pretty genuine. I could have been. You could be right. He could have just been saying that, but he said he's like this, and the homie said you tripping. Like that's what they told him not to do it. And that's the last thing he remembers is his boys being like, nah.
Well, yeah. I hope his boys did tell him, nah, don't do that. Don't light that firework. They talking about 4 extras. That's the last thing he remembers is that his boy told him, man, you tripping. Don't light that. Don't do that before he blew his hand off. You know, yeah, I would want a friend to stop me too before I do something foolish. 4 extra, of course, carried on anyway. But so there you have it. Young Aunt Jefe did not protect Munchie B in jail. False. The narrative or the statement that Wack 100 made regarding that is false, according to Munchie B. He did not ever protect him in jail, so forth and so on. He did say he'd still sit out on a podcast with Aunt Jefe. So, you know, they good, bro. And then they went to the 4 extra talk. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free, people. But Munchie B is apparently back on No Jumper. I don't know if it's permanent. If he has his job back. Again, I'm going to have to go and check it out and see what their conversation was like when he first sat down for this interview here. As I said, I'm assuming they went on for a couple of hours. This normally looks like how No Jumper does it. Then they put out clips of the whole interview, but they put out the whole interview too. I'm assuming Munchie B went and sat down. And again, I don't know if they hashed out their differences on air, Munchie B and Adam 22. If Munchie B is back permanent, if they discuss that, hey man, you back, you coming back, everything under the bridge. You know, I don't know. I'm sure they ain't just going to this conversation about Aunt Jefe and Wack 100. They had a prior discussion. So I'll look into it and see if it's something worth bringing you all, if you want to check it out, you know, or whatever, about how Munchie B ended up back on No Jumper. And if he's back permanently on No Jumper or whatever, I don't know as of right now, but I'll look into it and see what happened there. I just found out that he even just sat down with Adam and did this interview, as I said, when it came across my timeline. So I didn't even know he had went back on No Jumper or whatever. I was assuming that this just recently happened, yesterday or so, where he went back on No Jumper. So we'll see if it's permanent or what. If Munchie B is back on No Jumper or he just went to sit down with Adam to iron everything out publicly and they go their separate ways and move on. We'll see. Stay safe and stay free, people.